Yes, we are live.
Yes, I think we are live streaming on Facebook. Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome. It's Magnetic Talk time. I'm super happy. We're having here Maria-Theresia Dippon, my third guest. Magnetic Talk is something I started this year to bring you inspiring guests, inspiring topics all around business, marketing, and especially mindset. And I would say we dive right into it. Welcome, Maria.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
super happy to have you here. I know you have a busy schedule. So thanks for taking the time and joining me for this talk today. And let's dive into. I'm going to start with the first question. It's the same for every guest. Please give us some information on your personal background, on your story, and so that we can get to know you a little bit.
Thank you so much. And thank you for the invitation, and hello to everybody. I'm really happy to be here. And of course, I will tell you a little bit about my story. And for me, it's like I try to give a quick overlook. It begins with my studying and career counseling, because it was always interesting for me to question, what should I do? Which career path should I go? And so I really started to study this field. There's like a dual study possibility, and I started my career with career counseling studying. And this was in the Federal Employment Agency in Germany. So I was 9 years in the Federal Employment Agency in different fields. And all the time I make like counseling for people, also unemployed people. And this was really, really a worthy experience for me to see when people also are in this difficult times, unemployment and a lot of other difficulties in life, that it's possible that you see inside this treasure, your power, get back to this power in you and help these people to step out and find again the career path. But now, after 9 years of career counseling, I also make like recruiting for employers and different fields of the employment agency. Then I was at the end of my career at the development strategy team. And I thought I can change the Federal Employment Agency, this big system, because there were some points I was not comfortable anymore. And then I have to recognize, okay, you can't change the system, but you can change yourself. And for me, it was then the part to start my own business as a side business. I have to say, I also studied business psychology, meanwhile, where I worked. And so I always get into touch, okay, to be a coach, to be like a business mentor for people, but help more the people, the human being, to find this out. And then there was the step for me to step in my own business. And yeah, after half a year, it was in July 2019, I said, yes, all in to my heart business. And I stepped out from the Federal Employment Agency.
Amazing, amazing. So you mentioned career counseling was this major pillar. What made you decide in the first place to go this direction, to look into this industry or this field of expertise?
For me, it was, and it's also like a nice question, because when I was a child, I raised up in the restaurant of my grandparents, or almost every day I was also in the restaurant of my grandparents, and it was a big restaurant, and there was also a lot of events, and I really enjoyed to be with people from different fields. There was like people from the city town, from the civil town, from the public sector or whatever, different leadership persons, but there was also like people from the street who can only buy the coffee. But my grandmother, she always say, you're welcome, you get in, but please feel also comfortable with everybody so that nobody is disturbing. And so I get this interest in human being and the differences of human being. And so I always like to sit with my grandmother on the table where the guests came in, and she also named herself like the psychologist of the restaurant. So and this was really great. Just listen as a child. And also I really enjoyed to be a singer. And when I was 3 years old, also in the restaurants, I sang a lot with my grandmother. And I think this was the part where I start also this purpose to be a speaker, because I always like to be a speaker in a company at the moment.
So you started off being an entertainer.
Also, yeah. Yeah.
Amazing, great. So you were telling us after 9 years, right? The step came to transition into your own entrepreneurship and self-employment. And of course, there was a transition period, like with all of us. It's never from 100 down to 0 and starting the business. So how long did your own transition period take you?
I think this was more before and while build up the entrepreneurship. I think the most important part was in 2012. There was the first awakening, because I had like a anxiety and obsessive compulsive disorder. That means that I was sick by mental sickness.
Okay.
And this was my first awakening. Because there was like the point, oh my God, what crazy thoughts I have in my head, and this power of these thoughts. This was terrible. This was such a terrible time, but I'm so happy that I directly, when this starts, I called a psychologist, and I really said, okay, I don't want to live with these thoughts. I have to change something. This was the first thing. But then after I feel better, after 2 years, about 3 years, I just came back to my career path, and I just make like this, okay, career, and so on. And then there was like a second awakening. It was about 2016, where my relationship with my husband now, but they're my boyfriend, broke up, because I thought the relationship is not the best anymore for us. But it was the relationship with myself. And this was the problem, that I recognized then that I don't feel myself. I don't feel my power. I don't feel anything. I have no emotions, but I wasn't in this consciousness in the first time. But there was the beginning of my personal development, 2016, 2017. And then there was step-by-step development. And then I started the business. So, and then I think with the business start is like continuously development all the time.
Like a lifelong learner. Wow. Thanks for sharing this really personal story. Wow. And your journey began then. And let's talk about your brand, Maria. Your brand is called, in German, it's called Verrueck Dich.
Yes.
And it's like a call to action, right? So tell us a little bit about the background, the becoming of this brand, and the meaning behind it, and what's your plan to really establish it, and why did you choose it?
This was then the journey when in 2018 it was like I was in the strategy team and I recognized that I feel very empty. And I was like, there was no sense in my life. It was like, okay, now I recognize I can't change the system, but why am I here? There was the first time I asked these questions to myself. And I also really like the books from John Strzelecki, because there's like this purpose theme into it. And it's a nice story just to recognize when I read the book, okay, yeah, really, who am I and why am I here? And then I really enjoy journaling a lot and ask me these questions. And I also worked with coaches. And the first step about the relationship, and then about my personal stuff. And then I sat all the time after work in the park. And I thought, okay, now I always have this mindset about I can't change the work, I can't change this, I can't change this. And then I said, okay, stop now. You work the whole day, but now is free time. And in this free time, I don't want to think about what I can't do. I would like to change something in the world. So I have to build up a side business. And there was like the beginning. In this moment came Verrueck Dich, this word, into my mind. And it was like, okay, now start Verrueck Dich. This is your coaching business. You can start now. You go home, you start your Instagram profile, just put it on and say, okay, hello, everybody. Now I start my coaching business. Come with me to this journey. I don't know where I go now, but I know why I start now. And this was like the miracle beginning, step by step.
Wow. So your journey into building a business was a very personal one. You started working on your own journey, and on the way you developed. It's probably that's why you're good at what you're doing, because you experienced it yourself, right? This journey.
Yes,
and this is asking yourself the why and the behind story, and why you're doing this, and what the issues are, and where you need to go. How would you translate Verrueck Dich into English? What term are you using when you explain it in English?
So verrückt, it comes from the English word crazy. So getting crazy, but Verrueck Dich means getting crazy in a positive way. So just be conscious about your mindset, but you change your craziness in your dreams. What are your craziest dreams, your visions, your goals you would like to reach? So this is one crazy mindset shift. And on the other hand, Verrueck Dich means to get into movement. So get out of your comfort zone, and also, first of all, step inside. Verrueck Dich in deine Mitte. Step inside your treasure in you, your power, your diamond, your purpose. Find it out, get it clear, and then step out with this talent and strength. And this is where I would like to go with my coaches, also with my business mentees. Look deep inside and then step out with this true power from. And also, like, make all the time checkups. For example, when I help other coaches to build up their business, this is also all the time a reality check, because I know from myself as a coach, you always think, okay, now I'm an expert, now I know I coach other people, but that you have to be always honest with yourself. Also, if you are a coach, you need a mentor. You also were at some point of my business level my mentor, and it was great to have you as a mentor, because I think we always are not only teacher or coaches, we also are pupils all the time and learn from each other and support each other. And this is also a big point in my work. I would like to remind myself and others.
Thank you for that. It's definitely true. We need to constantly learn. We need to develop ourselves and do this. I like it when you say the check in and check up. Like, where do I stand? What shifts, what Verrücken do I need? Where do I stand? Where can I take myself? And then how can I work with my clients and students and other coaches, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Amazing. Let's talk about this one-on-one life coaching or career counseling, business coaching you're doing. This is one of your pillars of the business. And it revolves around the process you're going through yourself, like switching gear in one's career, maybe going from employment to being self-employed, to starting a business, to starting a hard business. Tell us, how are you helping others to identify, first of all, where they stand, where they want to go? Because purpose and meaningful life, this is such a big thing. It's tormenting us all, because we need to find our purpose. So how do you help somebody really find where they want to go, actually? And then second, once they know where they want to go, how do you help them transition and following them on this journey and counseling them on this journey?
So this is kind of my business model, because I have on the one hand the people who ask this question, who am I and why I am here. So this is like the life coaching field. I help people in one-to-one coachings to, first of all, a lot of people come with this question, what is my purpose? I think I have to quit my job, perhaps, I don't know. And then I say, okay, stop. We will make a checkup and look on this situation where you are at the moment. And then in the first step, I really look, for example, I really like the coaching tool Wheel of Life, because with the Wheel of Life, we really look in every area of this person, of life, of this life areas, and also about, it's all about your people around you, life and business, your relationships, so that we really make on the first hand a checkup in life. And when we talk, for example, in the first coaching sessions about this checkup, there's really fast that we see that there are a lot of other beliefs in your system, beliefs in your habits, beliefs in your mindset. And then the next step is to look deeper inside and, for example, make like meditation, or also like to work with the unconsciousness. So because the most people work and live only with 2% of consciousness, and they like in this autopilot mood. And so it's important to look deeper inside. And this is why I help in coaching to look there. And because after that, when we make you more free about all the limiting thoughts, then you really get more clear about what you really want in life. So for example, your goals, your wishes, and all the things, because you can't see them if you are like in this pilot mood, and if you don't see your unconsciousness feelings, emotions, and stuff. Yeah.
Is it that maybe I'm thinking about myself and my own journey, that for many of us, sometimes changing a job or having the impression I need to do something different sounds like a fast forward or easy solution, and it's not always the right solution.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we need to look at the whole thing, as you said, the whole holistic wheel of life, all areas. So at the end, maybe it's like, I think I need a new job, I need a new profession, I need to start a new business. But at the end, maybe, I guess, with some of your students and clients, it turns out it's a different area where they need to work on, right?
Yes, this is often sometimes the case. And I think this is the most important part, to be really honest to yourself and don't change, as you say, the habit or the things outside. You have to, you are invited to change the things inside. And when you change inside, then it will be automatically change outside. So this is the turnaround step.
Yeah.
And then
because it's sometimes, no, many times it's so much easier to turning the outside, to change the outside before we start working on our inside, right? So you help people break down the barriers, getting rid of limiting beliefs and getting to know each other, right?
Yes.
So ideally, they find their calling or their purpose, or let's say the next step in life where they want to end, where they want to go to. So how do you transition together with them from A to B? How do you work with them? Tell us a little bit about your toolbox. Give us some insight into how you approach, how you work with people.
So for example, the Wheel of Life is one of my favorite tools. And then mostly at the next parts at the coaching is to look also in your past, because we learned a lot in the past. But today we think about the past. For example, there were like so difficult times, and there are a lot of emotions and remind in your brain. And you have to clarify and to separate it a little bit. You can change the interpretation of your past, because this is really important, because this could be the point why you are not fulfilled now. And so this is really important to look also in the past. But I'm not like in the psychotherapist where you really step by step go in every detail. It's more in the most important thing is where sitting the emotions at the moment, like anxious or other feelings, which really like also like for your body is like a problem that you feel, oh, I feel not free at the moment. And this is really important. When I talk to the people, I look, okay, oh, there's the emotion, and then go back to this emotion. Where was this emotion built up? In which part of your life, in your story? And so, for example, we take the story from you to look inside and to make this transformation on this point, so that you are on another, that you can keep the positive things from your story to now, but also that you can let go the stuff you don't need anymore, because this is often a part which keeps you in your unconsciousness from your purpose or from your dreams. And this is a really big part. For example, There's also like the inner child is a really important part in this field of work, or also like the life, the name in English, like the line of your life, where you can watch, really have a look on your story. What are your pillars, or what were the steps? What is
like
your
lifeline, the milestones?
lifeline? Yes,
Yeah.
this is a really nice tool I really like to work with. And as I already said, I really like to work also with meditations, for example, or with trance. I don't know if it's the English name for it.
I guess it is, yeah.
I also have like a meditation course because I think for my clients, for me, it's really important that they don't work only in the coaching sessions, so that they also, for example, establish like a routine in the morning, that they take time, everyday time, for themselves, for self-care, for meditation, to get in this calmness, because only when your head and your body is also calm, you can recognize where does it hurt, inside, outside, which emotions are there, because when you're only running, then you don't feel anything, or you can't check up your mind. For example, also journaling is such an important tool. This is something I really give them also on top, on the way, or in the coaching process, because this is important. Yeah,
I imagine this is, for many of us, is the most important, the most difficult part, to quiet one's mind and to take out of our daily busy life, to take time for ourselves and work on us. Is it that, I guess that many of your clients, I imagine they rely on you, that when you have your classes, you have your sessions, they rely on you to make progress. But the real progress is not done during those sessions, probably, but on the daily work they're doing for themselves, right?
So many things in between, and this is also the crazy part, because it's also like in the next coaching session, it's a surprise. Okay, what happened in between? So but this is also an important part for me, for my coaches, that I be there also in the whole process, so that if they have questions in between, that they can ask me by writing me a message or something, because I think this is important, that they feel safe, that they feel not alone. There's a coach which go with you a little part of your life sessions, or your way, that you know you're not alone, because you need this power of somebody. Also, if it's one person who say, okay, you will make it, just go out of your comfort zone, step in your development zone, and then get out.
Yeah, like you're also a cheerleader. You're not only a coach, you're also a cheerleader. Is it very common that your clients, your coaches, we are all very impatient? So do they expect progress very fast? Are they realistic with the progress, the little tiny steps they're doing? How are you guiding them? Because I can imagine, if I want to, I want to change, I want to go somewhere else, be somebody else. I'm impatient to get there, but it takes time, right?
Yeah, I as I was already said, I'm also a student. I also learning all the time, or make some coaching sessions with my coaches or business mentors and so on. So I think the most important part for me was like to have this big vision. So there's also really clear for me, but I know that it could take 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, I don't know. I don't know when this part of my vision will get into life now. And this is okay. I think the most important part is that you are in a feeling of trust and fulfillment, and also fun, that you say, I don't have to reach it now. And this is like the impatience. You take your time and go with the flow. This is really like, you have fun now. The way is fun, the way is nice. Also the experience, if they are also like up and downs, it's important. And this is for me also like a reminder every day, because I know, okay, today is a day, it's not so easy, but I know, okay, tomorrow it will be a better day. But what can I learn today, also if it's not so easy, and to take every moment as a present of life. And this is like an honor to be here now.
So just enjoy the journey, and be patient with oneself, and be gentle with ourselves, because we always our we ourselves are our biggest critic, right?
Yes, yes.
So that's also something we all need to learn, especially as women, I think.
Oh yeah.
So you mentioned several times the wheel of life. What is the wheel of life? And I know a little bit about the concept. Maybe you can give us the whole idea around it. And I know it's about holistic balance and all the areas of life. And how do you personally apply this balance? Or how do you work on your personal balance and wheel of life so you can be there and centered and you can help your clients to your best?
Yeah. This is really funny because I just looked in on my wall there, because there is the wheel of life.
Ah.
I have this there so I can look, okay. Because I really like also for myself to make like a monthly checkup for myself of my wheel of life. And the wheel of life is about, I just take 10 areas, but of course you can say 6 areas, and you can change it a little bit from the areas, but there are 10 areas, for example. I can just name it if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
So spirituality is one part, then the life area around the apartment or whatever where you live, so you feel comfortable or not.
The physical surrounding.
The physical surrounding, yeah. Because it's the goal of the wheel of life is that you have a checkup on this area and say, okay, how lucky am I at the moment in this field?
So there's a scale involved, like is it a 1 to 10 or?
Yeah, 1 to 5, yeah,
or?
1 to 10. So this is, if 10 is like, okay, my physical area is super, or is it not? Because I miss my friends around and I can't work, for example. And then, because then you can really also write down, okay, what are my challenges at the moment in this field, and why are you, for example, happy in this field at the moment? What have you done? What are your resources?
Right.
Then one part is the job, the business, or your entrepreneurship. Then creativity.
Okay, what do you mean by creativity?
Yeah, this is the most question I got in this field. Creativity can be, of course, like being creative and design something, but also creativity means that you have, for example, a lot of ideas. I really see it when I have now my own business. I can be creative every day, for example, think about dreams and what I would like to do, and then I take my flip chart and then paint on it my ideas, or for example this. But creativity means also like to be in this calmness, in this sense of creativity, that you feel like I can take my power and bring it out. And it's also a lot of, if you are in your balance, you can be in the next step in your creativity, because if you're on stress, for example, there's not really the possibility.
So creativity in not only in an artistic sense, but in a sense of being able to create and act and do and produce and progress, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, we have 5 now.
Yeah.
What are the other 5?
The 5 is free time and hobbies. Then finance, money mindset, for example, but also how is your konto at the moment? How is your money, physical and also mindset? Then the next is healthiness, also mental health, but also your body, your soul, your mind. Then one point is real relationships, family, friends. And as a separate part is relationship with your partner, but also love life, but also your own sexuality. For example, do you feel really in your female power and masculine power or not? Also, this is a big part, for example. And then the last part is self-love and self-care. And also there's the part of purpose and dreaming, to really have your time to think big and stuff like this.
So without giving away any client secrets or insights, which are the main areas where people nowadays have the biggest issues or the missing?
I think the most part is the career part, of course, because and sense, spirituality sense, this is like one part, because the most people say, I have everything in life, I'm a rich person physically, for example, but I don't feel it inside. And they think on the first part, okay, I don't know what I really would like to do, and then they get into this purpose or in this field of career. So this is like a kind of all the fields get together, of course. This is the interesting part, because we go then deeper inside, and then we see what really is the challenge or the problems. But most people came with the question of career and purpose.
Okay, so you do this monthly checkup with your wheel of life, and you compare it, I imagine. So where did I stand last month? Where am I standing this month? Which areas do I personally need to work on, improve? What else are you doing to keep your own life balance?
For me, it's a really big part is the nature, to go outside, and also sometimes with meditation walk, spiritual walk. So this is like, for me, it's like the most important part is to be in my spiritual part, to connecting. So this is also like the connecting with myself and to intuition, and the really deep level is spirituality. So this is like a nice channel. So, and the other part is not only be in your visions and spirituality and dreams, get also the things down to earth. And this is why the nature is so important for me. Nature, sexuality, this is like be in balance with these two parts of energy, for example, so that you get the energy balance in every day.
How much time do you spend in this area? So to find your balance in nature, with meditation, reconnecting with yourself. Is it something you do daily?
Yes, it's really the most important part, and it begins in the morning. So I really like the miracle mornings with meditation. I really normally start at my first appointments at 10 o'clock, sometimes at 9 o'clock, but I really would like to have this great space. So because if I know, for example, I start my morning routine at 7 o'clock and I know at 8 o'clock is the next appointment, then it's you can't enjoy the moment. And sometimes then I start at 8:30, for example, to do my office part things and some preparations and all the things. So, but I have this space. So this was like also game changer for me, that I allow myself to take more space, to take more times of nothing. So that I really enjoy. Also for my daily planning, it's so important that I have time to really go on my balcony, take a deep breath, for example, or also I really like to dance. So this is more for the grounding part, so that I have the time to put the music on and dance.
Which takes you back to your inner child when you were entertaining in your grandmother's restaurant.
Yes, for example. And also, for example, at the evening time, take some time, for example, to journal, to be grateful for the day. I also like to talk with my husband, for example, how was your day? And also now we also make a lot of parts together, for example, like the weekly planning, that you also have structure is also an important part, but also with this kind of fun and that also relax, not only this structure. It also means a good balance between strategy, structure, and just be.
This would have been my next question. When you're in a relationship like you're married, how much of these practices are you doing together? Or is it rather as a thing you're doing and your husband is doing different things? Or sometimes men are doing less of these things. I experience it personally. I have my morning routine and my boyfriend is, off to work. So how much are you doing this together, and how do you experience it if you do something together?
I think it's a mix. So it's not like there's like also different phases. Sometimes there was a phase like doing together in the morning or meditation and yoga, for example, but it took time. It took time. It's now it's like because I first, when I started with all the things, I said to my husband, you have to do this, and then it was like, okay, get away with this. And then I started just do it for myself, and then he got inspired, and then he asked me, and then when he asked me, I can tell him more, for example. And then and this year
was his own pace, right?
Yes, and this year, for example, when the year started, he asked me, should we buy us together 2 planners that we make our weekly plan, and that we also think about meditation or to new habits, and that we can also like make a tracking about our habits, and that we can setting goals. And I thought like, oh my God, okay. Nice.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, and then for me it's of course a lot of more fun to do things together. Also, of course, I need also my safe space, or my space for me alone. But now it's like dynamic. It's not you have to get up at 8 o'clock, but when he also get up with me at 7 o'clock and we have fun to do meditation together, then it's fine. But it's not so strict. This is, I think, the important part. But I will do my morning routine, and if he also would like to join me or we do it together,
he's
then
welcome
to
join.
Yes.
So this could be also your first tip when we're talking about couple life. But what are you gonna recommend us if we have all so busy lives and so busy weekdays, especially? What would you recommend every one of us to implement right away of little things that can bring us into more balance?
So miracle mornings.
Okay.
And put your handy away, put your smartphone away in the first hour of your day. This is really important. And also on the last hour of the day, put your smartphone off. Also for me, it's sometimes difficult, but I try. And then
so a miracle morning, what does it mean? If somebody never heard this term or read the book or never established a morning routine, what would be the first steps you would suggest?
For me was to start with 2 minutes, breathe in, breathe out. This was difficult, I know. 2016 or 17 I started. Now it's for me about 20-30 minutes meditation, or at the moment, for example, I also make some journaling or coaching tools in the morning to reflect, but at least take time to meditation, perhaps reflection, journaling, because sometimes, for example, when I had a dream, then it's like, oh my God, what was this dream? And then I need to write it down so that I get a clear mindset, for example, in the morning, because the mindset part in the morning is really, it's so important, because this can be like an impact for the whole day. And so this is also for me important to set an intention for the morning, so that I say, okay, what are my goals from the day? But normally I make in the evening time a plan, okay, which are the calls or the coaching sessions. And I really also now I see, okay, don't take too much on your to-do list. It's more better if you can say in the evening, wow, nice, I make these 3 steps, and not, okay, 10 steps and I make 3, but then it feels like, okay, but I haven't done this. So please make little goals, but then make them on the day, and to realize them. That the intention in the morning. And for me also the part of body is really important. So normally before I meditate, I make like yoga sessions, because then also it's also the same with babies. When they wake up in the morning, first of all they make like stretching, and when we are older, then we just run. And so also take your body in the morning, let them time to awake. So every part. This is really important for the day. And then it's good if you make also like the whole day, like body parts, mindset parts, breathing parts, so that you get all the time in your balance.
So the morning part is the major one you're saying, and it's also good because our mind is rested, and or maybe we had dreams we want to journal on and reflect, because usually we can remember them, and 1 hour into the day we've lost it completely. That's what's happening to me. It was like, oh God, there was something I don't remember. But you also mentioned you're doing something in the evening. You have an evening routine. So what are you doing? What are you recommending?
In the evening, it's different. I'm not have like a ritual for every day. It change every day. For example, I have normally like 2 or 3 days in the evening I would like to make sport. So I'm a person, I have a lot of energy, and so that's why in the evening I ask myself, okay, now it's stop to work. It's a clear end to work. This is the first part. And I also make a plan with my husband, for example, that we say, okay, when do we eat this evening, and do we cook together, or how organize it? We make this in the weekly plan, so that is also like we have like a routine or like a timetable. But then we have like free free choice, for example, then I say, okay, but the next half hour I need to make a run, to go outside. I have so much energy or mindset stuff. This is really into an intuition part, but that is a clear end of the working day. This is, I think, the important part. Sometimes I have also a workout group. I am on Wednesdays, for example, or sometimes I really are in the mood of journaling, to write down what I am grateful for today. So this is a different part. Yeah. Oh, I work on also a little bit on this field. Yeah.
Are you tracking your time you spend on these devices?
Yes.
And do you assign yourself like offline time? How do you handle this? Since I'm asking you specifically because you are doing most of your coachings online, right? Your professional life is online, is on Instagram, is everywhere. So how do you handle this?
I have like a limiting at the moment at 9:30. So for all the
in the evening.
Yeah, and until 8:30 in the morning. So this is the time I try at the moment not to be online. But I'm honest, there could be like, for example, an evening where I have like an online mentoring program training, and then I'm this go until 8:30, for example, and then I'm so much on energy, and perhaps it could be that I dance now and I would like to share this dance moves with my community. Then I also make like, okay, hey guys, I'm sorry, but I have to share this with you. And this is more like the intuition thing. And but I think it's important to have like the structure, but allow yourself, because you are the boss and not your structure is the boss. Right. I think that's the important part. Right. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you for those tips. I'm asking every one of my guests, do you have for this new year, still a couple of weeks into a new year, do you have a theme or one word for this year? And if yes, what is it? And what is the one thing you are looking forward to this year?
One word was like a spontaneous word now for 2020 is trust. Because when you also, if it's so much chaotic outside, then just concentrate in your inner true power. And there's like the feeling of trust and love for me, that I can sit down, close your eyes and say, okay, it's crazy outside and so difficult for me, for example, but inside I feel the trust and I know there will be better times. And this is what I'm looking forward to it. And this is also like at the moment, I think it's still the time of don't look too much outside because it could make you crazy in a negative way. Just concentrate on your trust, on your power and your love. So love is for me, I know it's perhaps it sounds a little bit romantic, but I think this is the thing I really like. One of my favorite mantras is do what you love with people and for people who love what you do. And I think this is spread love also in these times of crisis is like my mantra, because I think I'm a really optimistic person with a lot of energy and love. And this is like my purpose at the moment, to give and share of this love and put together with other people who are in this energy mood at the moment, because I know for myself, I had this crisis times, for example, 2012. But I know, okay, there is this power inside, and I would like to remember also other people that in every person of us is this power. Sometimes we forget this, but it is there all the time.
Beautiful. And I really have to say, all your posts and stories, you radiate love and trust and positivity. And I think it's very valuable what you're doing also on social media. Because people can relate and people, it's just, like me, a lot of others, they just enjoy watching your stories and your positivity, and it's authentic. And that's really your strength, I believe, in whatever you're doing, that you radiate this love and what you're doing and for whom you're doing it, why you're doing it. And it really shows also in the digital life.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Maria, thank you so much for this amazing talk. Like with every magnetic talk, we want to give away something to this community here in this group. So your goodie is something very special. Please tell us about it, and then we round it up and yeah, finish it.
Yeah, because we talked a lot of the wheel of life. For me, it's like to share. We also named the field of life part, and that you can make a checkup now for yourself. But I would like to give you the possibility to talk with me about your wheel of life, about 45 minutes. And this is like my giving to you, that you can make. I think we make like to put on this calendar link, and I know, I don't know how you verlosen oder
Yeah, I would we usually do it that it's not only for those watching live now, but for the whole community. I usually say, okay, within the first 2 days after the talk, comment, leave a note if you want to win it, and why you want to get it. So that's what the community knows, and I'm gonna announce it again. So we're just gonna pick someone out of all the comments, and whoever wants to get it, and then we get in touch with the person.
Yes, we make this, and then
so it's a 45-minute coaching session with you on the wheel of life, right?
Yes.
And you connect with the person. You're gonna send out some information up front, I imagine.
Yes.
Some indication.
You get the tool.
You get prepared to get the tool. And then it's really a talk, in-depth talk, and you go into the different areas of life. And it's like a very valuable coaching session to get a status quo, get a checkup, but also get ideally some insights on which areas to work on, right? And how to move forward.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to the winner.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Maria. I'm sure there's lots of people who wanna do this with you. Wheel of Life, of course, guys, Google it. You find it, all these areas of life and how you can fill it out. But I think it's especially valuable if you have someone who is guiding you and asking the right questions, because lots of the coaching work is about asking the right questions and make you think questions you wouldn't ask yourself. And so coaches, mentors, that's what they're here for. And yeah, super excited about this. Maria, thank you so much for spending your time with me here in this chat.
Thank you.
Thanks for your personal story, for all your insights, for your recommendations. And I will post in the comments also your link where everybody can follow you and connect with you on social media, of course. And thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for
looking forward to seeing you in person.
Yeah, me
one
too.
of the coffee shops as soon as they open up. Until then, we just follow each other online and we chat on the phone. Thank you so much, Maria.
Thank you, Maria.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.